Hello everybody, it's Lady Shatana. Thanks for coming back to join me on my building adventures. I hope that you've been having a great day, and I have a confession to make. I popped on to the building server to just look at a couple things and organize my thoughts and stuff like that, and I started doing some things, and all of a sudden I realized that I had been making a bunch of changes without recording, and so I'd been doing things without you guys, and I'm sorry, I really am. So here I am. I'm going to show you all the things that I've actually done, and then we'll continue on together the way it should be. So yeah, let's just move on from this. So as you can see, we're at the plantation that I've been working on, and it looks pretty different, actually. I'm going on that thing that I was talking about last time, where I like to kind of think of the story of whatever hut that I'm working on, and make things that make sense in that hut. And one thing that made sense was using cactus. So the plantation grows cactus, and they should then use cactus in the build. I mean, that just makes sense, right? Unfortunately, none of the other blocks that we really make here does have a full like block. Like bamboo doesn't have a vanilla block. I know that there's mods and stuff that you can get bamboo blocks, but we don't have that as of yet. And even in the DO blocks right now, we don't have a bamboo block. I think we should, honestly, but we don't right now. But what we do have is we do have cactus blocks. So I figured I would try it out. So I just started. I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna put a couple in here and see how I feel about it, and then well, maybe I'll switch this up and see how I feel about it, and then I'll switch these up and see how I feel about it, and then this is where I ended up. So I paired it with jungle, and the reason I did that is because the jungle logs do have the green in their texture, and I think that would look nice with the cactus. And I switched this up a couple of times. I had jungle in this section, and then switched it to the cactus itself. I think the lighter did look nicer. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, maybe with my waterlogged things I could just make a little pool in the middle there, and so I like that. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these, and if I just remove these, it's going to the water coming out, it doesn't always waterlog properly. So anytime I'm switching things like this, I always grab a sponge and pull out the water that's there. And as you can see, the sugarcane did not like that, but we will fix it in a moment. And then we're going to put these in, and it always takes a couple of tries to get that doing what it's supposed to be doing. And then as you can see, I'm taking my debug stick and I am left clicking on the block until I get the selected what I want. Right now it shows waterlogged false. Then I'm going to right click and it will switch it to true, and I do all four of those. So now those are all waterlogged and doing the things it's supposed to be doing, and everybody's happy, right? Yeah, except the sugarcane, which is now much happier than it was. And so yeah, I think that looks nicer. The worker will walk through it, but there's no way of them getting stuck or anything like that. So then we need to think about this endstone brick. So the yellowy tone of the endstone brick actually doesn't look bad with the cactus, I think. So I think I'm actually going to leave that, because I don't mind how they look together, and that comes in at the very last level anyway. So if you get this finished and you decide you don't like the end stone there, you can just pull it up and change it. Easy peasy, right? So I realized that we still had some stone sitting under here, and we could leave it there, or we could switch it out for end stone bricks as well. I think I'm gonna leave it. I think it's fine. So I think that I'm pretty happy with this. I really do. I think don't need these. And honestly, with the amount of lights coming in, we're not going to need any of them because there's going to be plenty of light that comes from these blocks and from these 2 blocks down here. The only thing might be that there may not be quite enough light from these, but something that I generally don't do, but we could try, is putting a couple of these lights on the outside, because then coming down the hallway we could see, no, you know what, I don't like that. I don't like that. So we're going to put these back, just like that. But we might want a couple of lanterns right at the front there. Just like, or do we want, sometimes switching it up to soul lanterns can look nice. Because that kind of ties in the prismarine blue with a little bit of blue there. That'll give us just enough light over here. You know what? I kind of like that. I do kind of like that. I think it all melds together quite nicely. The colors are very harmonious. I do like a good harmonious color. Now the question we have to ask ourselves next is this necessary? Do we need these blocks here? Are they serving a purpose? I mean, everything doesn't have to serve a purpose, but do we need that there? I don't know. I'm not entirely certain how I feel about that. I do like the glass part here, and I do like the shroom light down there, but having it with the dark prismarine. Now the thing to think about, and I do try to think about this, when we make these blocks, so we're going to use 1 dark prismarine and 1 glass, and that's going to give us 4 of these. So I'm going to make this 1 plantation, and I'm going to have 2 spare of these prismarine blocks just sitting around doing nothing. I haven't used this particular block anywhere else in any other builds anywhere, and is that going to be a problem? No. Maybe we'll just remember we used that block, and then I'll try to use it somewhere else. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna leave it. It's fine. It's fine. So I think this is good to go. We got decorations here. We got things going on. The only thing is if we want to put any further items on the wall or anything over there. Oh, the other thing is that I switched these up from the front. So I will bet you, move my debug stick so I don't accidentally remove it, that if we go around back here, yep, oak planks. So we're gonna have to put that painting up again, because as soon as we change these out, it would have removed the painting. So let's switch those to cactus, and we'll put that same painting back. There we go. Pardon me, I've got a little bit of a frog in my throat and it's very embarrassing. So, there's that. I think I'm going to call that done, because if I don't, then I will be here doing this forever and ever and ever, and I will never actually get this plantation done. And that is one of the dangers of building, is that you do that. You fiddle and you fiddle and you fiddle and you fiddle until it's done. And it was really funny when I was working on Cavern before it actually got added to the mod, and I was creating things and I was sending it out to my testers to test in, and then every time I turned around I was like, oh, I bet I could do an alternative building for this, or oh, I bet I could create another mega hall that has all these in it. And I had some of my fellow builders that were just like constantly, they were like, okay, lady, you need to stop. You need to just stop so that we can get this into the mod so that people can have it, and then you can do more. So I had to actually hold myself back from making new builds for a bit until we actually got it into the mod. And then after that I was allowed to go crazy again. But it's hard to stop sometimes, because it's like, oh, I bet it could be better. I bet it could be. Okay, so I have left clicked on the bottom corner and I right clicked on the top corner, and now I'm going to right click in the air, and as you can see that has selected the entire section there. And this is the plantation, and it is the plantation level 5. So my scan name, and I click to save that, and then I'm going to go over here. And one thing that's really important to note is that the initial block in this, I always put it one in and one in. So I always have a line of blocks on either edge there, and if I put it in the exact same spot on the next one, so just like that, then the hut block will always be in the exact same position. So when I carry it all down and I use my big fancy scanner, it will make sure that it scans everything in the right spot. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to schematic paste, because schematic paste pastes it in or copies it in and keeps all of the placeholder blocks and things, whereas constructed will not. So there we go. Okay, so we are now working on level 4, and level 4 needs to not contain end blocks, because the end blocks come in at level 5. So I go ahead and I select the whole thing, and then I'm going to show the resources this time, and we want to remove end blocks. So obviously we're going to be changing these end stone bricks. So we have a couple things we can do. We can switch these back to the stone that it would start with generally, because there would be stone in those places, or we can switch it to something else that will be like a lower level block that we can put in at level 1, and then it will look sort of nice through all the levels. So I would go in and I would maybe choose something like diorite. And so that'll be something that would come in at level 1, and then it would stay there right until we switch it to the big block. And so it has to look kind of nice with everything as we go. Diorite, I'm not actually super happy with that, so let's go and we'll switch that to something else. And sometimes it's just I scroll through to see what's there, what I feel is good. I mean, I could honestly just put it as cobblestone and leave it that way. So you're switching it from cobble and making it fancier throughout. I don't hate that. I don't dislike that, gotta be honest, but let's take a look to see if there is maybe a different option that I like better. And let's see, where is that cobblestone? Did I scroll right by it? I do have a tendency to do that. Oh, it's right at the top. I'm really pretty. I'm really fun. Let's see. No. I could do sandstone. That could be. Let's try that. Sandstone. Just some regular old sandstone. Oh no. That's too beigey. It doesn't go as nicely with the kind of greenish tone that we have here. It's hard sometimes, guys. It really is. No, we didn't like the sandstone. Didn't like that. These are all way too fancy. So how about we could just do honestly, let's switch it to stone, and at least it will all kind of meld into the other things. So yeah, let's do that. We're gonna leave it as stone. We're gonna X out of here so we don't have the whole thing selected anymore. And so then we think about what else may have come in at level 5. You know, probably nothing. We're probably just going to leave it as the stone, and I don't know that there's anything else that needs to add at level 5. You don't have to change a lot of stuff, especially when it's a smaller build like this. So I think we're just going to change that, and we're just going to continue on our merry way. So let's select the whole thing again. We're going to save this one as Plantation 4. And as you can see, that has saved it. And let's go ahead and we'll put that in here. And up, and just like that, it's the exact same spot as the other one. And schematic paste and X. Let's go ahead and we'll select the whole thing. Now you can go in and you can manually change things, but doing a selection like this just helps make sure that you've got all the blocks selected and you don't miss one. So at level 4, level 4 is when the ocean stuff comes in. So we want to make sure that at level 3, which is what we're working on right now, all of that ocean stuff has been swapped out to not ocean stuff. So that would be the prismarine right here. Let's maybe just do jungle. Jungle stairs. Do we want jungle log? Let's try regular jungle stairs. No, because we use jungle logs, not those. So maybe let's try. And we don't have any architect's cutters near us, so let's go ahead and grab one of those. This is why we end up with architect's cutters all over the place. So let's see. Oh, not oak. I want jungle. Jungle there, and apparently I had been using that earlier. So let's try this again. Inner scan and find those, not the cactus ones, the jungle ones. Replace those with the special jungle wood stairs we just created. And oh, you see what happened is I didn't click it enough. So I'm gonna undo that. Oh, unfortunately. So this is, you can see what happens when you do things in the wrong order. And as you saw, I didn't click this this bit up here enough to make sure that it was the right block, which you always have to do when you're doing a DO block. So because I want to make sure that everything that was up here is placed correctly, What I'll actually do is I'm going to remove everything, and I'm going to put this back, because I'd only changed the one thing. It's actually easier for me to start from scratch, start from fresh, than it would be for me to try and put everything back. So let's find plantation, and it was the plantation 4 that we put in. We're looking here, it shows 1 and 2 here, but you can see in the name that it's the plantation 4, and there, right there, and the schematic paste. So there you go. You can see we make mistakes. We make mistakes quite frequently sometimes. So let's try this again. Let's show the resources, and where is it? The Prismarine brick stairs, and we're finding those jungle wood stairs. Okay, and you see up here, I clicked it the once and it didn't actually pick the right thing. So I'm clicking it again, and so I've always clicked it a couple times to make sure that the right thing is selected. So put those in, and I think that sort of melds in nicely with what's going on in the back there. And then we need to think about this right here, the framed glass. What I think we might do is what if we put just regular glass in there. When the builder goes to make the changes, they'll actually break the glass, and I don't like that. I don't like wasting glass, which is why anytime I do glass, I do put them in these. I put them in something, put them into a DO block. Now I do know that a lot of my builds do have glass, framed glass, and stone framed glass. So I'm going to use that because I will have a bunch of those that have already been made, and they're kind of sitting around just doing their thing. So do I have any stone bricks in here? I do not. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick up a stone brick. Not the infested ones. This is a mistake that builders make a lot, where we go to take a stone brick and we actually pick up an infested one. So that's why sometimes when you're going to make something and you're like, why is this not working for me? It's because it's an infested brick, which is bad. Anyway, so that and that, and I know that this is used pretty frequently, as well as this one, framed glass. So I know I've used that elsewhere, and so that would probably be one that would be look okay, like that. I think it looks okay. Sort of meshes in with what's going on over here, and has that different kind of look, but still meshes in quite nicely. Still allows that light to come through, and we're good. So we've now taken out the oceany bits. What else could we take out potentially at this level, at level 3? I think we'll take out the painting. Level 3 is quite often when I do add the colony flag banners. The next level will be removing all of the nether stuff. So let's take out maybe a couple of these tools, and we know that there was actually an invisible item frame there, so I took those out. Removing. We could even take these out to remove some of the sort of fanciness that's going on. And I think that might be, you know what, I think I'm going to take these out too. I know it maybe seems like a lot, but it's just a lot that's going on in here. So now let's go ahead and we're going to save this as the Plantation 3. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to drop this down to the level 2 spot. And let's do this and this and this and schematic paste and X out of there. Let's select the whole section. And so on this one, level 3 is where the end products can be added. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove end things. So weeping vines, warped roots, we know they're going to be just gone. Twisting vines, crimson roots, soul lanterns, gone. Netherrack is going to replace with, let's replace it with stone, and there's also going to be, what else? So that was still there. Let's take a look. So that has cleared out this whole section here. And the next thing we're going to have to think about is these shroom lights. So shroom lights are another item. We are going to lose the light that we get from those. If we... What do we want to do? What do we want to do? I'm not entirely certain. We're going to think about this for just a moment. We're going to think about it. Okay, I have a thought. Okay, something that I've done in the past with other builds that I've done is I have used a combination of torches and panels, and I think that might be something that could work here. So what we'll need to do is we'll need to take these out, which, you know, is probably a good idea to do at level 2 anyway. So let's remove them all, and then what you do is where we have these really nice framed things, we put a torch in there, and then we put on panels like that. So it still blends in, it still gives us the light that we need, but it is something that we can create at level 1. Because I am not the kind of builder, I don't like switching materials at every level. It's not something that I think, like, it really works for some designs, but for me personally, I'm not a super fan of doing things that way. So yeah, I think that's gonna work for me. So then here I'll probably just switch these out to the stone, and then I'll put the torches on top here. So we still have our torches. Let's stick a couple torches here because we've lost quite a bit of light from all those shroom lights. So we'll brighten it up by doing it like that. And I think that will do it for that. But I'm just seeing now, Podzol. I'm not putting Podzol in at level 2. I'm not even going to put it in at level 3. Probably going to put it in at level 4. Because you're more likely to have the silk touch shovel that you need at that point. So we need to switch out all that Podzol, and let's do it. Let's just swap it out with stone. So now our entire floor is stone, and let's go and make sure that we do this level as well. And so here's the other way you can do things. You can just go ahead and you don't have to actually use the scan tool. So that takes it out of 1, 2, and 3, puts it in at level 4. I think that's pretty reasonable. Yeah, I think that'll be reasonable. So let's take a look again at what we've got. Is there anything else that should not be there at level 2? Maybe we'll take the bamboo out. Maybe the bamboo can come in at level 3. We got things pretty simple. Ooh, colony flag banners usually come in at level 3, and I'm pretty happy with that. So let's make sure that we've got this, and that's our level 2 right there, and save that. Pop that over here. We are now boom, and right there, and up like that, and it's in the right place, and the check mark and schematic paste. So at level 1, we're gonna want to probably get rid of all of these things here. At level 1, you aren't going to need the racks. Just whatever's in here will be sufficient. And what else can we maybe take out? Maybe let's remove these, and we'll leave those as stone for that first level, and like that. You know, maybe we'll take out the whole shebang here, and we'll leave that whole back wall as stone at level 1. So that level 2, so we're not bringing in too much, but we're bringing in that extra, those extra logs and stuff. Because I like to make level 1 like really quick and easy to do, especially in this one. Like for level 1, we're going to have to create this, and then we also have to build a couple fields to get things going at the beginning. So it's kind of a multiple piece build. So do we even want to have these in there? I'm gonna go with no. Let's leave the whole back wall as stone and leave this level 1 really, really simple. And there's not much to it, but that's what you would do, that you would have it just pretty simple like that. So that's it. That is taking a level 5 hut and breaking it down to level 1, and sort of the thought process that you go through with doing that, and why we make the decisions that we do as builders. And yeah, so then all I need to do is I will take my coordinates for each one. I'll pop them in here and into my main scan room, scan these, send them over to a motionless train, who will then put them into the mod, and this will be in this will be the Alternative Plantation. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So we're going to end it there. And I hope that you are having an absolutely fantastic day, and that we see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye!